Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm IWN, and this is your AEW Dynamite review for February the 2nd, 2023. It's a very, very Thursday cloudy afternoon, man. It's raining. Raining drastically outside. Very, very wet out there. My question to you guys is, did you guys enjoy Dynamite last night? I know I did. Konosuke versus Brian Cage, banger. Jon Moxley versus Adam Page, easily a banger. Bryan Danielson versus Timothy Thatcher. A hell of a technical match. Coming from both technical submission wrestlers. We got Jade Cargill versus Red Velvet. I don't know what you guys thought of that match. I thought it was mid, to be honest. And then you got Acclaimed. The Acclaimed in action. They didn't do much. It was just a squash match. I hate squash matches in WWE and AEW. They are so boring as fuck. They are absolutely dreadful to watch on TV. I also have brand new WWE and AEW news to go over with you guys after the review. Thank you guys for joining the live chats. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a single watch along and review that goes live each and every single week on the channel. Also, push the notify me button anytime I schedule my watch along review, so that way you'll be notified on when the review or the watch along starts, so you be updated. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook. Links to both of my accounts are down in the description below. They are down. Look at my hands. They are down in the description below. Make sure you go check out all the other content I have here on the channel for you guys. If you missed my Monday Night Raw review this week, go check that out. As well as my Royal Rumble review from last week, from Sunday. Go check that out too if you missed that, where I give out most of your Royal Rumble news and much more. If you guys missed my SmackDown and Rampage review from last Friday, check that out. Or actually, it was last Saturday. Go check that out too. Continue to show your overwhelming support here for the IWN YouTube channel. Your support goes a long way. Your comments, your likes, as well as your participation in these live chats. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started here with the Dynamite review. Not going to waste anybody's time here. Certainly not going to waste my own time, given that I will be at work early today. So, AEW Dynamite kicked off with Jon Moxley versus Adam Hangman Page. The rivalry between Jon Moxley and Adam Hangman Page wrote its latest chapter. To kick off Wednesday, the battle between the former world champions started on the arena floor before spilling into the ring. Page dominated the action and appeared to have victory in hand on multiple occasions. Moxley, as he has done so many times over the course of his career, fought back from the oppressive attack of his opponent. However, Hangman Page cut his comebacks off and appeared to add insult to injury when he applied the Bulldog choke to his reeling rival last night. The three-time champion countered the hold, trapping Page's leg and scoring a pinfall. This was a great match. Uneasily one of the best matches on Dynamite. I mean, there should not be too many people in the wrestling community complaining about this match. If you are complaining about this match, you got to be a complete fucking idiot, man. If you don't think this match is one of the best matches on the card, you are indefinitely a complete effing fool. If you don't think this match delivered in a way that every typical wrestling match delivers, I'm going to need you to go check yourself in the mirror, man. This match was exactly that. The match was exactly that, man. The match had excitement. The match had feel. There's build to Revolution. You know we are getting. Listen, man. You know we are getting Adam Hangman Page versus Jon Moxley for Revolution. That's gonna be the last match of the feud, I think. At least. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't know about you guys. But from the explosive pre-match brawl to the incredible physicality, and once the bell rang, it felt like a grudge match between two guys who did not each other. Overconfidence of Page and the toughness on display by the blooded Moxley helped define the show-stealing element, but it was the finish. That's all the anti-hero out-wrestled Page that played up the Blackpool Combat Club influence. Now, the hospitality between the competitors suggests the feud is not over. And that is a good thing. That is a good thing, to be honest. I mean, given the simple fact that the brief interaction between Page and Claudio Castagnoli gives us that match before going back to Adam Hangman, Page, and Moxley would make for a tremendous stopgap. It would. Really. No shit, guys. It really would. I'm not even kidding, man. I really don't have a problem with that. If you got a problem with that, then that's on you. Okay? But me, I'm okay with it. I'm loving this feud between Jon Moxley and Page. At least it's not unlike any feud in WWE. I mean, there's some feuds in WWE that are good, and you got some feuds in WWE that are not good. But like the Jon Moxley Adam Page feud is doing better than some of the feuds we have in WWE right now. I mean, it's not boring. It's still going. It's fun. You know, you have action. You have promos involved, segments between these two involved, interviews involved between these two, everything. You got everything you need. Everything you need to see on TV. So this was a hell of a match to open the show. WrestleMania in terms of the number of potential finishers that Moxley kicked out of. That too. I'm not complaining at all, man. So backstage, Renee Young interviewed AEW Women's World Champion, my favorite AEW Women's World Champion, Jamie Hayter. Whether she's a heel or a face, I love heel Jamie Hayter and babyface Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter and the Bunny, who were accompanied by the Butcher and the challenged Hayter to an elimination match for next week. I'm definitely putting Jamie Hayter on my channel art banner. She is going to be one of the female talents. My channel art banner whenever I make it. I'm probably going to start making it tomorrow after I schedule my SmackDown Rampage. Watch. I'm going to start doing it. I'm going to start working on my new channel art banner in my profile. So Be prepared to see some changes on the AEW and YouTube channel, folks, because it's happening. Okay. The Bunny challenged Hater to an eliminator match for next week. Hater accepted the challenge. Renee Young had something. She said something was happening and asked for a feed to be shown in the video screen. Renee Young had something. She said something was happening. So, a footage aired of Saraya and Tony Storm attacking Britt Baker. Matt Caster rapped as he and Eddie Owens and Billy Gunn made their entrance. Rap was a diss on how their opponents looked like they were from another era and compared them to the Beverly Brothers. Caster said the Acclaimed would make them quit like Tom Brady. The AEW Team Championship match, or should I say the AEW Tag Team Champions, the Acclaimed Matt Caster and Effie Bowens with Billy Gunn, went up against two local wrestlers. Before the match, I don't matches. I'm not a big fan of squash matches in AEW or any wrestling promotion for that matter. The opponents mocked the scissoring routine. The locals were finished off with Caster's mic drop, top rope elbow. So that was it. Lame. That's all I can say about that. After the match, Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn came to the ring. The Guns recalled, saying in next week's therapy session that the AEW Tag Team titles would make them happy. The Guns asked for a title match. Bowens called them Rod and Todd Flanders. Caster asked if the Guns deserved a title shot. The fans were against it. Of course they are. The Guns are heels. Why would they? The Acclaim and the Guns started pushing dubbing. Billy Gunn got between them and said he was sick of it. Billy left the ring. Austin Colton took issue with Billy leaving, and one of them said Billy should do what he used to do by drowning himself in a peel bottle. Billy returned to the ring and had an issue with a mic, but he quickly got a new one. Billy asked if they think they have what he does. Billy said we'd see next week because they were getting a tag team title shot. The Broads team pointed out that Caster and Bowens seemed perplexed by Billy in the match. No, the local tag team was even ever introduced by name. But I don't think I missed this. The match was a squash. It was more about setting up next week's tag team title match and planting a seed of doubt as to where Riley's allegiance lies. To be honest, squash matches in wrestling are lame and lame. Straight up lame, period. Straight up dog shit, these squash matches are. I can't stand matches. I like comp matches better. I like WrestleMania caliber matches better. I can't stand all these squash matches. Boring. It's a waste of people's time, man. We don't want no competitional garbage matches. We want good competitional matches. Squash matches are for little children. Man. Squash matches are not for adults. Not for adults like me, I'm sorry. Jungle Boy Jack Perry was interviewed by Alex Marvez, who asked what's next for and Hook as a tag team. Perry said he had a wonderful thing with Hook. He's done the tag team thing before, and this year is all about him being on his own. We got Konosuke versus Brian Cage with Prince Nana. Another one of the best matches on the show. Won't be long before Brian Cage's contract is Both entrances were televised. Konosuke performed an early blue thunderbomb for a 2 count. Cage came back by powering up Konosuke onto the apron, suplexing him, heading into a pitcher break. I hate those pitcher breaks. That's another thing I hate. The pitcher between both. It's both the squash matches and the commercial breaks. The squash matches and the pitcher breaks is what I hate about AEW. What I like about AEW is their roster, their divisions, their producing and writing, their shows and pay-per-views, and the entrances and the gimmicks in AEW. That's all I like about AEW, man. The only thing I don't like about AEW are the pitcher breaks and the squash matches. That's it. As for WWE, they need to fix their rosters. The rosters do not look good. The show pay-per-views are good sometimes, not all the time. SmackDown need to list their commercial breaks because every Friday nights we get 6-7 commercial breaks, and that's too many. That's too many. We should be getting at least 4 or 5. 7 to 8 commercial breaks is too many. That's why these shows, that's why that Raw and NXT need to be commercial free. I'm tired of these commercial breaks, man. Mainly happening on SmackDown, I see. It's mainly occurring on SmackDown where we're getting all these commercial breaks and shit. It's just ridiculous. You don't need that many commercial breaks, man. It's not like the talent is tired out. It's not like they're passed out on the floor, get taken into the ambulance, into the hospital. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Seriously. What do they be doing when they're on commercial break? What do they do? What do they do? Continue the match while it's on commercial break? I mean, I don't understand it. I don't understand it, man. Anyhow, Cage went for his drill claw finisher. Konosuke avoided it. Konosuke performed a brainbuster. Cage no-sold it. And then Konosuke performed a second brainbuster for a near fall. Perform an F5. Hit him with a Brock Lesnar. Tell you that. Nana told him not to take any prisoners. Cage placed Konosuke on the ropes and then climbed up the other side. Konosuke ended up performing a brainbuster from the ropes and then hit a running knee and scored the pin. It was a good match. There was a little too much no selling, to be honest. It was one thing to see Moxley kicking out after taking some big moves in the third match of his heated feud with Paige. It did feel like a little overboard to see Cage no selling a brainbuster and then kicking out of another. And if the idea was that it set up the third brainbuster on the ropes. Another thing I want to throw out there is that the match was further evidence of Konosuke's promise as a future star in AEW. As far as Konosuke taking the defensive throughout the commercial break as Cage asserted dominance by way of his unmatched power. The Japanese competitor, he's proven himself against top stars whose abilities mesh well with his own in-ring style. We had rarely seen him fight from underneath against a traditional powerhouse like Cage. The Machine is an uber athlete and can do things others his size can't add to their chemistry. But the match was evidence of Konosuke's ability to adapt to his opponent and live up to expectations that are already remarkably lofty, given his age. This is great stuff from both men who are surging early in 2023. Real good stuff from these guys. Inner Circle members Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Daniel Garcia, Angelo Parker, and Matt Menard were interviewed backstage. Jericho and Ricky Starks didn't lose last week. They didn't lose last week's tag team match because of a baseball bat, if you will. Now, Jericho said Starks wants another match with him. Guevara said he and Garcia put their heads together and came up with the Garcia and Guevara gauntlet. Garcia explained that Starks has to beat Parker, Menard, and then either him or Guevara. Only then would get another match with Jericho. So Starks basically has to do the same thing that MJF is making Danielson do. Only this time he has to work against Inner Circle members. Broadcast team hyped upcoming matches. Said Bryan Danielson versus Timothy Thatcher was up next. Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Don Callis, Michael Nakazawa were shown hanging out at a basketball court. Omega said Top Flight could bring the AR Fox to face them. Omega said they could take their shot, but he added that the Elite never miss. So, sounds like Kenny Omega stole Carmelo Hayes' line. You know, Carmelo Hayes, commentary team says Carmelo Hayes don't miss. Sounds to me like he's copying Carmelo Hayes with that line. Except for the only difference is he said the Elite or the Elite. It sounds the same, but it is kind of similar. Nick turned and made a basket. Matt Hardy, Ethan Page, Isaiah Cassidy, and Stokely Holloway showed up. It led to the Elite agreeing to face Hardy, Page, and Cassidy on Rampage. It is hour 2. Bryan Danielson made his entrance, while the broadcast team recapped highlights of his match with Brian Cage and the post-match beating he took from MJF. Timothy Thatcher made his entrance while footage was shown of him using a Fujiwara armbar. That's something he used in NXT in a different way, though. We got Bryan Danielson versus Timothy Thatcher. Danielson had his left shoulder taped. Siobhan said he spoke with the AEW trainer who cleared Danielson to wrestle. Danielson performed an early dragon screw leg whip and then put Thatcher in a hold, but Danielson cried out in pain when Thatcher wrenched on Danielson's fingers to make him break the hold. Thatcher flashed a sinister grin. Thatcher was on the offensive, heading into a picture-in-picture commercial break. Thatcher targeted the injured left shoulder. Danielson eventually rallied and hit a missile dropkick, but he sold his shoulder while the broadcast team explained that he landed on it. Danielson avoided at the Fujiwara armbar a couple of times and he hit Thatcher basically with a kick that led to a near fall. Danielson threw elbows and then applied a sleeper, which Thatcher broke by into the corner, which bumped the referee. The jab in his entrance showed off Dynamite ring. So again, in case you guys didn't hear that, Thatcher broke his back. Thatcher broke by back into the corner, which bumped the referee. Referee bump. Basically what it is. Now, MJF made his entrance, showed off the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Once MJF made it ringside, Konosuke Takeshita appeared out of nowhere and dove into him, basically. Takeshita chased MJF to the back. In the ring, Thatcher put in the Fuji Aura armor. Danielson reached the bottom rope with his foot to break the hold. Thatcher tossed Danielson across the ring. Danielson came right back with a suplex. Danielson ducked a clothesline and then hit his running knee strike finisher and scored the pin. That was it. So the camera's cut to the back where MJF threw a chair at Konosuke. MJF picked up a trash bucket and threw it at Konosuke. MJF tried to slam Konosuke's head onto the table, but Konosuke reverted, or should I say revealed, I don't know. He pretty much reversed it, put it that way. I'm not getting my stuff right now. They traded punches until Adam Pearce packed Buck around with a group of people to pull them apart pretty much. I ain't get my stuff right for some reason. I don't know why. I was on the roll at first, but now all of a sudden I'm getting my stuff wrong. Renee Young showed up and said she just received word from Tony Khan that MJF will face Konosuke in an eliminator match on next week's Dynamite. Taz acted bothered by Khan booking MJF in the match while Excalibur and Siobhan were pleased, basically. They set up a brief video for Strickland and thus Excalibur hyped the TNT title match as the Dynamite main event. Said the TBS title would be defended after the break, pretty much. This was a strong match with very, very good storytelling between Danielson and Thatcher. The stipulation that Danielson had to win his matches in order to get his title match with MJF continues to make the outcome of his matches feel way too predictable. Now, it was, I ain't gonna lie, it was a nice touch to have Siobhan say that the trainer cleared Danielson. As it came off awkward last week when Danielson cut a promo on the trainer and said he couldn't stop him from wrestling. Sorry, I was yawning, man. Excalibur announced Rush versus Danielson for next week's Dynamite. Lexi Neer, Big Bill's wife, tried to interview Rush, who was with Preston Vince and Josh. MJF interrupted by walking into the room with a briefcase. MJF opened the briefcase to show that it was filled with cash. MJF handed it to Josh and said the first one was free of charge. He said he had 5 more that he would give to Rush if he beat Danielson by any means necessary. Josh transitioned. He transitioned to Rush, who spoke in Spanish. Josh said they were good. MJF and Rush spoke longer than that, but added that Rush didn't have to like him. Didn't have to like him. MJF said it was a pleasure doing business with them and left the room. Cargill defending her TBS championship against Red last night. Both entrances were televised. Velvet attacked Cargill to start the match. Velvet dumped Cargill she dumped Cargill to ringside. Great checked on Cargill. Red Velvet kicked Cargill through the ropes It then followed her to the floor. So once she did that, she followed her to the floor and roughed her up for tossing her back. Tossing her back inside the ring, Velvet rolled Cargill into a pin for a 2 count. Cargill came back with a suplex and covered Velvet for a 2 count. Cargill was in offensive control, heading into a pitcher-in-pitcher break. Cargill was dominant through the break and impressively pressed Velvet over her head at ringside, and then walked up steps and tossed her inside the ring. Now, Cargill suplex and covered Velvet 2 count. Cargill was in offensive control, heading into a pitcher break. Cargill was dominant through the break and impressively pressed Velvet over her head at ringside. And then walked the steps and tossed her inside the ring. Put Velvet down with a big kick for 2 count. Kiera Hogan ran out and attacked Gray at ringside, which distracted the referee, Aubrey Edwards. Velvet caught Cargill with a kick and covered. The referee was still distracted and was late to count, so Velvet only got a 2 count. Velvet caught Cargill in a short arm scissors, which the broadcast team said got her a win on an AEW Dark. Cargill powered up to her feet. Yeah, she powered up to her feet, literally, to break the hold. Cargill pulled up Velvet and then hit her with Jaded and got the pin. After the match, Cargill pulled her daughter out of the front row and carried her to the back. The broadcast team focused on Cargill winning and questioned who could stop her. They didn't bother to play up Red Velvet's visual pinfall coming out of the match, so it looks like they might be moving on. Renee interviewed Britt Baker in her locker room while Jamie Hayter stood by. Baker said she was fine despite being attacked. Ruby Soho showed up and said she saw what happened and asked Baker if she was okay. Baker pointed out that Soho has known Saraya and Toni Storm for a long time. It said she found it odd. She found it odd that she just showed up now. So again, she find it odd that she just showed up now. Escalade hyped the following matches for Friday's AEW Rampage: Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson versus Ethan Page, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy for the AEW Trios titles. Swerve Strickland versus Brian Pillman Jr. Tony Storm Saraya in a tag team action. Rush versus Christopher Daniels. Tony Storm Saraya will be in tag team action. Rush will be going against Christopher Daniels. Escalade hyped the following matches for next week's AEW Dynamite episode, which will be episode 6. Bryan Danielson versus Rush. The Acclaimed versus Austin and Court Good. For the AEW Tag Team titles. AEW World Champion MJF versus Konosuke in an eliminator match. Ricky Starks must run the Garcia Guevara Gauntlet, and AEW Women's Champion Jamie Hayter and the Bunny in an eliminator match. They'll be going at it. the Bunny and Jamie Hayter. They'll be going at it on Dynamite next week in an eliminator match. So I guess Starks had to do in one night what Danielson had to do over the course of several weeks, despite that difference. However, it stands out about these scenarios being too similar for people's liking. For some people's liking, man. And shouldn't Chris Jericho's character be more anxious to get Starks or Action Andrade back in the ring for singles matches since he took pinfall losses to both men? You gotta question that. You really have to. Really. Now, Jade Cargill's winning streak hasn't been really good. And it needs to end. Somebody else needs to be the TBS champion. I don't understand why they got her going up against talent that's not even on her level. I mean, I don't get it. You know, change things up. Put her on the fucking defensive. Let her wrestle the match from underneath rather than exploring the same fucking layout we have been exposed to see for the past year. Really. Seriously, man. This is ridiculous. No matter how charismatic Cargill is, the audience will recognize the same fucking shit. Cut it off before adversely affect someone with the tools, presence, and look to become one of AEW's building blocks of the future. Seriously, man. It's ridiculous. Escalator hyped the TNT title match after the break. Justin Roberts delivered the introductions for the main event. Samoa Joe came out first. Darby Allin came out without Sting. He removed a hoodie to reveal that he was wearing Thumbtack hoodie. Got Darby Allin versus Samoa Joe in a no-holds-barred match for the TNT Championship. Samoa Joe attacked Allin and quickly removed the Thumbtack hoodie to start the match, the main event of AEW Dynamite Episode 5 last night. Joe pulled a table out from underneath the ring. Allin performed a suicide dive that drove the table at Joe, who came up bleeding hard way from the head. That's what I said on my Dynamite watch along last night. Joe's head was bleeding on the right side. That table was drove at Joe by Allin's suicide dive that he performed. Joe and Allin fought into the crowd and up the steps. Joe slammed Allin's head off the handrail, walked him up the stairs. Once he walked him up the stairs, he eventually picked him up and tossed him over the handrail, heading into a picture-in-picture break. When we come back from picture-in-picture break, Joe remained in control of the match once both men returned to the ring. Joe went to ringside and told the fans in the row to move. Joe went to ringside, which they did. And then he leaned a table against the barricade. Joe returned to the ring, and Allin hit him with some chops, basically. But then Joe grabbed Allin and tossed him over the top rope to the floor. Once Allin was back in the ring, Joe performed a brainbuster and then rolled to the floor, pulling several chairs out from underneath the ring, tossed them into it. He sets up a cope of chairs back to back, then picks up Allin, dropping him back first into the chairs. A Joe's gonna kill you chant broke out, which Joe played into it for a moment. Joe placed 2 chairs next to one another with the seats facing and set up for a move. Allin threw powder in Joe's eye, put him down with a cold red. Allin followed up with a stunner. Allin put his thumbtack hoodie on and then went up top and had a coffin drop for a near fall. Allin removed the hoodie and rolled to the floor. Darby used a box cutter to cut the apron loose underneath the ring on 2 sides of the ring. Allin pulled the canvas and the padding off to expose the ring bolts. Joe had rolled to ringside by the time Allin returned to the ring. Allin went with a suicide dive. Joe casually stepped aside, and then Allin crashed through the table that was set up by Joe earlier. Back in the ring, Joe powerbombed Allin into the thumbtack, basically, hoodie. To the thumbtack hoodie. And Joe pulled the hoodie over Allen's face. Allin reached up and thumped Joe's bloody eye. Allin hit Joe with a chair a few times and went up top. Joe pushed the referee into the ropes, which crushed Allin. Joe performed a muscle buster onto the exposed guards and then got the 3 count. Wardlow made his entrance dressed in a suit. Wardlow ran to the ring and tackled Joe. Wardlow threw punches at Joe, then stood up and removed his jacket. Wardlow set up for a powerbomb, but Joe escaped and exited the ring. A group of security guards entered the ring and were beaten up by Wardlow. Joe backed up the ramp while Wardlow picked up one security guard and was about to powerbomb him out of the ring when the show concluded. The Wardlow versus security guards feud lives on. The main event, the usual level of Darby Allin craziness. Joe and Allin worked really well together, and it was a strong brawl. The title change surprises some people in the community a little because Allin just won it. He just won it, basically. Allin just won it. And, Joe has the Ring of Honor TV title belt. Maybe they just want to give Darby Allin a title win in his hometown. I think they did that to give Darby Allin a title win in his hometown. It was great to see Wardlow again for the first time since Joe cut his hair. The opener in the main event, Danielson versus Thatcher matches carried the show. Even Konosuke versus Brian Cage carried the show. The only thing that didn't carry the show was Jade Cargill versus Red Velvet. That was pretty much it. Anyhow, that's going to do it for your AEW Dynamite February the 2nd, 2023 review. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up. Let's get a lot of likes on the stream minimum. No excuses, no complaints. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We are on the road to 600 subscribers still. We currently have 576. We are almost at 580. All we need is 3 more subscribers. And all we need is either 3 or 4 more subscribers. And we will officially be at 580. So all we need is either 3 or 4 more subscribers. And we'll be at 580. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to go grab me a snack and get my work clothes on, and then I'll be back, okay? And when I come back, we're going to go over your WWE and AEW Thursday afternoon news real quick. So I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. We got some brand new AEW Thursday afternoon news to go over. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. That's coming up next here on the IWN YouTube channel. And I will be right back.
I think that we've all had enough. Keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh
ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them. Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and And I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up. Cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Like a game I'm playing, straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
I don't know how to stop, I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. Wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent. Cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me, put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm deadly. Never caught off guard, no, I'm always ready. I got a hand real steady. Look me in the eye and you'll see no hezzy. About to get real messy, I'll put you in a grid 6 feet like Kenny.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
You ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again.
No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like things get in your way. Push through those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety's no friend to me. I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the cast. I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear vision and purpose. And I feel like the pain shouldn't last. If you can move on and past the things that make you feel bad, and you can change in your brain, I'm certain. I've done it before, and man, I'm not perfect.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession, I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex, haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
I don't know how to stop, I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. You wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent, cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me, put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm deadly, never caught off guard, no, I'm always ready. I got a hand real steady, look me in the eye and you'll see no hezzy. About to get real messy, I'll put you in a grave 6 feet like Kenny.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your WWE and AEW Thursday afternoon news again. They're brand new this time. They are today's news. We have today's WWE AEW Thursday afternoon news to go over. And I just want to ask, where is Adam Cole? Why was Adam Cole not on Dynamite this week? I just thought about that, you know? Adam Cole is must-see television. Why would you not have Adam Cole on Dynamite this week? I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on with that. That is something I defiantly took note of when I saw Britt Baker on the show. I'm like, where's her husband? Why is her husband not on the show? I don't know. Anyways, we're going to start with the news on the Monday Night Raw. On Monday Night Raw setting a massive record after Royal Rumble. That is exactly what happened, folks. So, according to a report by Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, the show had the biggest post-Royal Rumble bump since at least 1996, compared with the median of the previous 4 weeks. Viewership figures. Monday's event was led by Cody Rhodes. Return the singles competition after winning the Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes took down Finn Balor, advancing to his path to WrestleMania 39. The American Nightmare will challenge for Roman Reigns' undisputed WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania 39. We'll have to wait and see how their feud will be booked in the coming weeks. The fact that Monday Night Raw set a massive record after Royal Rumble tells you everything you need to know about the Monday Night Raw show itself. Now, we got some news on the first gameplay trailer for WWE 2K23. So apparently that officially dropped. So I have some WWE 2K23 news for you guys. So apparently WWE in 2K games revealed more details about WWE 2K23 last month. I am definitely getting it. I don't know about you guys. Naturally, fans are very excited about the game as it promises to build upon the solid foundation laid out by WWE 2K22. Despite that I didn't get to finish showcasing everybody on the WWE 2K22 game, we're still going to stream WWE 2K22, but we're also going to stream WWE 2K23 when I get it. We're going to stream both games this year because I haven't finished showcasing all the talents that you guys didn't get to see on that game. 16-time world champion John Cena is the official cover superstar for WWE 2023. This is the second time embraced the cover of a WWE 2K game. The champ started previously on the WWE 2K15 cover art. The 2K YouTube channel has just released the WWE 2K23 official gameplay trailer titled Your Time Is Now. The recent trailer revealed by a number of previously unknown roster additions, including Jade Cargill from NXT, as well, such as Finn Balor, Randy Savage, Rip, the Hitman Hart, and Charlotte Flair, the Android. 2K23 will feature John Cena on the cover of all 4 versions: the Standard Edition, Cross-Gen Edition, Deluxe Edition, Icon Edition. Notable modes include a new 2K showcase featuring John Cena in the War Games event. The game will drop on March 17th. So that is the release date for that game. Now you guys know. So we'll have to see how the game will turn out. I'll see how it turns out whenever I buy it. Poor Jade is blown away to be in her first WWE video. Shoot, I'd be blown away too if I was in the game. I don't blame her. Poor Jade to Twitter reacted to being on WWE 2K23, which is her first ever appearance in a video game. Naturally, she was absolutely elated at this huge milestone. She says here, and I quote, "The only video game I played growing up. This is so cool," end quote. What is y'all's take on this story? WWE under investigation by another law firm on behalf of shareholders. That's not good. So, this news disappoints fans to no end as they express concerns about Vince McMahon's return to the position of chairman, even though Vince McMahon will do whatever he wants to do in the end. Unfortunately, as previously reported, also at his return, Braunstein and Grossman LLC is considering bringing a class action lawsuit against WWE following McMahon's recent scandal. Several law firms announced they were looking into potentially filing lawsuit against Vince McMahon when the hush money scandal first broke last year. Braunstein and Grossman, Braunstein, Gewers, and Grossman announced today that they are investigating WWE for violations of the securities laws on behalf of WWE investors. The investigation is focused on whether WWE or the company's officers and directors violated the securities laws or breached their duties in connection with the above alleged misconduct. Let's take on this new legal issue. Aaliyah, seemingly frustrated with her WWE absence. WWE has several top merchandise performers right now as well. I got some news on that. We're going to go over that. Now, the viewership for NXT. We're only going to go over the viewership for this week. According to Spoiler TV, January 31st episode of NXT brought in an overnight average of 587,000 viewers with a .13, 1849 demographic. And that's that, okay? Now, that news article on Aaliyah, I can't find it. What's going on here? It's fucking pissing me off. I can't find a damn news article on Aaliyah. I may just skip it if I can't find it, dude. There it is. I ain't got time for this shit. Aaliyah was open. She was quite open about her injury status. She's also been trying hard to make a return to the ring. Despite all this, Aaliyah has been absent from WWE television. Now in a deleted thread of tweets, Aaliyah replied, "I don't know," to a fan asking why she hasn't appeared on WWE television for months. Another fan asked if she could do any shot backstage, and she responded, "If only I was backstage." Aaliyah also tweeted out, "Ain't my call," to a fan suggesting for an idea. Another fan tweeted out, said that they hope to see her in Montreal, and she simply replied to say that she was sorry. We'll have to see when Aaliyah makes her return to WWE programming. Obviously, a lot of fans would love to see her on WWE television again. 2023 just started. She was absent from the 2023 Royal Rumble match, so only time will tell when she reappears. WWE has several top merchandise performers right now. American Nightmare went on to win the Royal Rumble for the shows. He also cut a wonderful promo on Raw this week and made fans love him more. Speaking on recent Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer talked about the biggest merchandise maneuvers. This includes Cody Rhodes, who is one of the biggest sellers right now because he is alongside Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn as the company's top merchandise movers. He says here, and I quote, "I presume that it will do amazing merchandise numbers because that's the only other thing that's going on right now is the merchandise numbers are strong. A lot of characters are very, very other when it comes to selling merchandise right now. Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, I'm sure Sami Zayn, they're hot. That's the deal. Things look good for them going into this WrestleMania season." And quote, "The company is also pumping out tons of merchandise for him, and some of it will center around his recent pectoral injury, which is why Rhodes is doing such strong numbers right now. We'll have to see how WWE will develop Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns feud in the coming weeks as we approach WrestleMania 39. Spoiler on WWE's plan for the triple threat match for WrestleMania, for WrestleMania 39. According to a report from WrestleVotes, WWE has plans to feature the AEW Championship. So in a three-way match situation, right now the work plan is going to versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. It says here, and I quote, "I'm told, while not decided 100%, says WrestleVotes, there are plans to feature an Intercontinental Championship three-way match at WrestleMania 39. Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. There are a number of supporters within creative that not only want the match, but they want it towards the..." End quote. We'll have to see what the road to WrestleMania has in store for fans. WWE has the card for shows to decide on. WrestleMania season is always an exciting time of the year. Anything can happen. That includes plan changing. Yes, they have a very good idea of their destination. Interesting idea for The Rock's WrestleMania appearance. The Hall of Famer later went on to describe how The Rock can pull the strings on the matchup. He says the one ring spiral from The Rock will instill fear in Roman Reigns, which will then go on to dictate the contest. According to Eazy-E, after that, Cody's job to defeat Reigns will be much easier. He says here, and I quote, he never has to lift a finger, never has to get out of his chair, and now we're reversing one of Reigns' greatest tributes, his ability to get inside your head. All it will take is a look from Rock and a wink to Cody and a smile on Cody's face. At that point, 50% of Roman Reigns' power has been decimated by the mere presence of The Rock. End quote. Besides Eric Bischoff, Ric Flair has also coached for the return of The Rock in WWE. The 16-time world champion expects the Great One to win if he appears in the ring at the highly coveted event. He also mentioned that he'll not be doing it for the money, but for pride. The Rock's last major WrestleMania bout took place nearly 9 years ago. It was against John Cena as he lost with the WWE Championship on the line. Time will tell whether he will return to triumph on the big stage again. Now, WWE exclusive confirmed special WrestleMania match. Craig Stimmel confirmed that WrestleMania 39 is set to feature a Marvel sponsorship match. He spoke about this during an interview with the Hollywood Reporter. Here's here, and I quote, "I don't want to give away too much, but it'll be around a match. The sponsorship of that match, what they'll be able to bring to that match. So we're going to do things that fit inside of our story." And Craig Stimmel claimed the sponsorship revenue is 43% higher than it was for the entire WrestleMania 38. One more source, quite familiar with partnership revenue numbers, stated it currently stands at somewhere between 14 million, 15 million. Sponsorship WWE match took place last weekend's Royal Rumble event. The match, called Mountain Dew Pitch Black Match, saw Bray Wyatt defeat LA Knight. Post-show conference was also sponsored and will follow suit for WrestleMania as well. Stimmel further elaborated on the sponsorship plan moving forward. We'll go over this news tomorrow. I'm not going to go over the rest of that. WWE currently has a big sponsors, names such as Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Pepsi, Take-Two, and Mars Sneakers. You expect one of them could potentially be the one to sponsor a high-profile match every 39. We got last news of the day. AEW likely launching streaming platform with Warner Bros. Discovery. That doesn't surprise me at all. According to the same article, it seems only a matter of time before AEW Wrestling begins its own streaming service. This could either be on their own OTT platform or giving streaming rights to other service providers, just as WWE has Peacock. Tony Khan, coming from the helm of acquiring Ring of Honor, might explore this opportunity for the betterment and progression of his company. They could mostly likely make a deal with their broadcast partner, Warner Bros. Discovery, Inc. AEW currently has a deal with Warner Bros. Discovery for broadcasting their flagship show, Dynamite, and 1 hour show, Rampage, with TNT. Moreover, their streaming shows such as AEW Dark and Dark Elevation League air on YouTube, and shows air on Ledger Report. In the span of 3 years, AEW has become a notable wrestling company thanks to the efforts of Tony Khan, his backstage management, his in-ring competitors. The year 2023 already has seen AEW revamp its entire presentation behind-the-scenes strategy. What is y'all's take on this story? Let me know. That's going to do it for your brand new WWE AEW Thursday afternoon news. I'll get here. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown and Rampage. Peace. I'm out of here. Gotta go.